the total weather to crank us up. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Wasn't quite able to shake loose as he steps out of bounds at the 22. The Longhorns offense takes the field to start this game off. And here's the man they want to get the ball to in this passing game. This is the type of receiver, David, when he's covered, he's still open.
He's still putting that hand up in the air. Coach, I'm still open. And more importantly, his quarterback knows that. They're going to move him all over the field. They're going to feature him on offense. They're going to make sure he gets a lot of touches, whether he's open or...
He's loose down the middle. The 30, the 20. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Texas!
What a way to start this game offensively. You find the matchup you like, you put it in his hands, and he does the rest. The defense looks like they were sleepwalking out there to start this game. One play, they go the distance to score a touchdown. This defense better wake up.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Florida Gators offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And these two electrifying runners can put on a show, guys.
Well, we always talk about the importance of tackling on defense, never more so than a game like this. When you've got two studs in the backfield that can make people look silly, you better bring hats to the football.
Yeah, and you think there'll be a lot of carries today? When you got running backs like this that you can feature, you're going to see them get the football a lot, early and often.
Johnson looking to throw. Moving out of the pocket. He'll try to do it himself. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Hold it.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Wants to throw on second down. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And when you get this far behind the chains and it's a guaranteed passing situation, defensive linemen go to work. That's what we do. We want to get sacks. We want to rush the quarterback, especially in known situations like this. That's why the quarterback tasted that dirt.
And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. He looks that one in nicely. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. The Gators are moving quickly down the field. Trying to find his man on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
And the quarterback stuck it right in the keyhole, and they've got it down to the 30-yard line. To the air on first down. They're bringing heat. Dances away to buy time. Trying to escape and get it himself. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. Inside the 50. He's at the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Longhorns! Not content to get the fumble, they scored with the fumble.
What a nice Nice job by the defense. Not only getting the football out, the awareness to scoop it up. I got space, get up the field, a little caravan to the end zone, making the big play. And this offense in game one, man, not only do you give up the turnover, you give up a touchdown, and you haven't scored that many points. They got to get it together.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. The Gators sending the offense back to work. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Starting this drive like that is exactly what they had hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Here he goes breaking the pocket. And he'll skip his way out of bounds after a short gain, making sure he doesn't take any unnecessary punishment.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
Using the quick game. Hey, get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient most of the time, that drag route's going to come in.
They go to the ground. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Gators with the 1st and 10. Johnson wants to throw it. Looking to the big tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, the defense has been able to get after this guy early and often in this game, and it's affecting his accuracy, and it's affecting this offense's ability to throw the football consistently.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range. You're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock him up man-to-man. Everybody on an island. Everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
On 4th down, going to the air. Fires to the wideout. Got it past the marker. Touchdown, Florida! What a catch and run for 6.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And that kick is perfectly down the middle. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The kickoff team on the field, and he ought to just boom this thing through the end zone with that extra 15 yards on the penalty. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. 1st down here for the offense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter. We're through 1, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the 2nd. looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's loose. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Texans! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I love the play call. Oftentimes offensively, you like to throw the football deep down in your own end and take shots because you're anticipating man coverage. So if you get a receiver that can get behind the defense, that has a chance to be a home run type play. And you saw it work out exactly that way right there.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score. Off he goes. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. And the Gators moving quickly to the line. Quarterback checking off. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He's got his man. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
I think one of the most undervalued assets in good quarterback play is the play action game. Making the run fake honestly and truthfully looking like run. You're fooling the defense, and then you're just making it easier on yourself because you're giving yourself bigger lanes to throw the football into.
On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt in the SEC.
Touchdown, Gators! A great catch and run for 6. And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable top 25 clash. Penn State delivered the knockout blow, and I think the defense might have been the story here. LeVar Arrington, Shane Conlon, Jack Ham. There's another stud there at linebacker U. Really unexpected outcome in this ranked-on-ranked matchup. The type of loss, guys, that'll get the attention of even a good football team.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Handoff from the gun. Crosses the 30, he's got to lay it. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it 1st and 10 now inside the 50. Looking to move it through the air. Finds his man down the middle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
And I love working the slot receivers, and you see so much of that. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot, maybe get him matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups. Favorable for the offense for sure.
Hit the afterburners, kid. Run out of bounds after the long game, but they've got it now 1st and goal. And the Longhorns are flying down the field. On the move. Touchdown, Longhorns! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up.
And that pass intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys in my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you can tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted slithered it right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third and long, he has to throw for it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Splits the uprights, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Johnson looking to throw. Lost one deep down the right side. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He wants to pass it on second down. Makes the catch down the right side. And the tackle is made, but not before. That completion gets them 30-plus.
And that's why this guy's a complete running back. He's good between the tackles, he can pass block, but he can also run routes. And we're not just talking about screens or swing routes. This guy...
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Grabs it inside the 15. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida!
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first-half performance. Wants to throw on first down. He's taking the shot. Fires and picked off. He didn't get a lot on the return, but, man, he set his offense up at the 30.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake, hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. The Gators have taken it inside the 20. Johnson wants to throw it. Steps away to find some room. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
Hold offense.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Looking for a productive play on first down. He'll set up to throw. They're working that left side. And he's dragged down. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for second down.
I'll tell you, this quarterback has just been in a great rhythm all game long. With that last completion, he's now over 300 yards passing.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
Well, they needed 2 yards for that first down. The running back doing just enough to make sure he keeps this drive alive.
First and goal, and a great opportunity to slice into this lead. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Touchdown, Gator! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 31-28. So they got the touchdown now, going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. He wants to throw. Got his man on the right. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
On second down, he'll fire. Catch in the middle, it's De La Rosa. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Third and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on fourth down by what they call here. Looking to throw for it. Good timing on the quick out. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. The Longhorns will line it up on first and 10. He's going to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. And they got him for the sack.
We're only in the first half. Already this guy's got 2 TD passes, so you could see the defensive coaching staff on the sideline telling this D-line, guys, we got to get after this guy. We have to affect his rhythm and not let him be so comfortable back there. Right there, they were able to get after him. Let's see if they can keep it up.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we've got a superb matchup in Austin today. And it'd be easy to say these two offenses are glad we've hit halftime based on their respective performances. It would also be accurate. Turnovers and sacks have told the story so far. And you gotta believe the play calling has been the issue, right? Time to shred those game plans and just get back to basics. And with that, let's get it back to our fellas at DKR.
And the Longhorns will boot it away to start the second half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. A big reason they find themselves trailing to start the second half, those 2 turnovers in the first.
Yeah, and I think coaches will tell you the number one thing that you got to make sure you do is take care of the football. You want to create explosives, you want to put up a bunch of yards, but step one.
Afterburner's coming. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. No matter where they are on the field, they'll go for those chunk plays, and they got one that has them set up first and 10 at the 42. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's second and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David. They're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to press. Just try to get scoring drives together. Don't abandon the run.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Little touch pass to the receiver. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy.
Lofts one high and deep. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down.
And on that third down play, there just wasn't any timing between the quarterback and his intended target. As a result, ball falls incomplete, setting up fourth.
This offense has already converted once on fourth down. Can they do it again? Going back to the well, another deep ball. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion. A first down for the offense. To the ground with the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. Running back searching for a hole. Open space at the 25. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. The Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He'll keep it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Movement here from the tight end. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
Yeah, and the defensive line, you know, 3rd and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on 3rd down.
And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Just drives it between the uprights. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Syracuse had an impressive showing at home, and I know the fans inside the dome are ready for hoops, but pay attention to what's happening on the gridiron too, people. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. He's looking to throw it. He's going to run it. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Wrestled down at the 43 after getting 5. There's no need to panic or anything, but this would be a really opportune time to put something together and try to take control of this game.
And sometimes you just come out as the favorite, and you're a little bit flat, and you expect to win. And sometimes that leads to slow starts. But I think if they can get that passion, that adrenaline, they get a little fired up right here, I I think they'll take care of business.
And they just got to make a play. They just got to get something positive to happen here, sort of wake them up and then put another play back-to-back, and all of a sudden they get that momentum going. We know they've got the dudes. They've got the studs on both sides of the ball to win this football game. It just needs to start with one spark.
He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. The Gators want to pick up the tempo. Johnson looking to throw. He lofts one down the sideline. He's got it down the right side. Touchdown, Florida! They look finished, but they weren't. Still fighting, and we're locked up. Another touchdown for this guy, and he's starting to get in the groove the way Terry Dean did when he set the single-game record with 7 touchdowns.
Another one. I mean, just putting up stats. This guy's finding the end zone, and he can do it all. Just showing it off left and right. But when you play in such a physical league like the SEC, but you got a guy like this that can get an extra first down and really keep those chains moving and score big plays and big touchdowns, good luck stopping him.
The give from the gun. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He'll pull it on the read. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Let's see what they've got on second down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Good, solid tackle.
I think the OC would have been really happy with a small gain and an easier third down. But how about the effort by the running back to get this close? He saw the first down marker, tried to get to it, got close enough now where it's an easy situation on third down, and shoot, and I got fourth down in my pocket if I want to go for it.
The Longhorns are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks. Now on 1st and 10 from the 26. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Trying to make magic with his feet. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. And the Longhorns are rolling down the field. Out of the gun to give to the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Gets it out fast. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. The Longhorns come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll come out throwing on first down. He tries to take the top off. Snags it down the right side. Touchdown, Texas! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
I think one of the most underrated things we talk about with a QB is timing. Being able to get the ball out of his hands to his receiver where he can continue to catch the football and run with it. Nice pitch, nice catch, nice play in the 4th quarter when you needed it for this team to take the lead.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage scrimmage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Gators sending the offense back to work. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their... He's going to let one fly down the middle. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down. All wideouts, no backs. Johnson wants to throw it. Feeling some heat. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And the defense just gets their 4th sack of the day. And guess what? This offensive line, they gave up 4 last week, too. So you need some consistency up front. Make sure you protect that QB that can make those big plays for you.
Forced out of the pocket. And they can't make the play on 3rd down.
And now such a tough situation. Late in this game, you're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
Moving away from pressure. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. Okay, Jesse, this is a little bit of a tight spot. You'd love to be aggressive enough to get the first down, but you've got to take care of the ball first.
No doubt. I was going to say, ball security is at a premium. You cannot turn the football over at this point. The defense has 3 timeouts left, David, so probably conservative play calling here. You're expecting them to try to run to ice this game.
Conservative, I know they're going to be aggressive, but I also know that 1 first down ends this football game.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And it's right down the boulevard. And they'll push that lead out a little further. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll...
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing. Good decision by the head coach here in the 4th quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game.
He lobs one high down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He wants a big play here late. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Johnson looking to throw. Fires to the right. Got his man. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. This quarterback has to stay calm, cool, and collected and drive his team down for a score late in the 4th. Throws for the tight end. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. 2nd and 10 after the previous play. A shot toward the end zone. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Throws for the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Really nice 3rd down sub defense there at that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass. And they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Throws to the wideout. What a job to lay out and make the catch. They convert the 4th down, but back to the line with no time to waste. Looking to throw. Spits it out to the back. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. And the Gators have it with a 1st and goal. Trying to get to it. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Throws to the tight end. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. Fires into the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. A field goal does not top the list of most helpful things at this juncture, so they'll go for it on 4th down. Johnson wants to throw it. Going for 6. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation.